Hello guys, welcome to day 9 of building chat application in FlutterFlow, and whoever is attending the stream, thank you so much for attending, and excited to start. We have been doing live stream for past 8 days, and it was great. We're making great progress, and to just wrap up what we have built all these days, let me run this app. Give me a second. Data clean. So basically, we build authentication flows. To give you context about what you're building, we are building a chat application which is both responsive for mobile and web. And we our focus is to start simple, and then we need to like expand with more and more features like file uploads, voice messages, and reactions, etc., etc. So let me chat. Yeah, sure. Victor, you can ask. Can ask your questions. I'll try my best to answer. By the way, great to hear you're thinking to start with FlutterFlow. FlutterFlow has evolved a lot. I think can learn a lot. I too wanted to contribute my learnings and techniques and etc. So I'll be uploading more and more content also. And also last time we tried to run within FlutterFlow's VS Code extension. Yeah, so to we have everything in FlutterFlow, which we have test mode to test the app and etc. Why I'm using VS Code is it is little bit faster when you in case if I wanted to test something. Let me show you. Give me a second. Because in FlutterFlow we have like 30 minutes of test limit. Like if I test it here and if I keep making changes, we have like 30 minutes of limit, and again we need to run. So and also one more advantage with I'm not making any changes in VS Code. Yeah, I'm just using it to sync for running the app and seeing the changes. So it is also easier, and we have like detailed debugging logs also, which is useful in case if we have any issues and everything, right? So that's the only reason I'm using VS Code extension. Always like if you're just getting started, I guess FlutterFlow test mode is enough. You can just like run the app like this, and you can test your app. And also one of the reason why I'm including VS Code in the building process is sometimes like when we wanted to build complex flows and we face limitation in FlutterFlow, uh, we can also go to VS Code and make our own changes for if you want like for advanced features. So usually we had that complexity for accessing main dot and inflow placed or Android manifest, and the FlutterFlow for 4 or 5 months ago, it also launched the version where we can also edit all the files within FlutterFlow. So yeah, 99% of the cases we don't need to leave FlutterFlow to build the app, but sometimes when we had to debug something or like that, we use VS Code. Other than that, you can build complex apps within FlutterFlow itself. I think that answers your question. You can let me know if you have anything else. So the app is running. So what all we built is we built the authentication flows in the previous streams. We have sign up, sign in, forgot password flow, and also this is backend is included here. Let me log into the app. Also, we built chats home screen where you can see a list of chats and you can see user stories or you can see list of people. And we have built the component to create new chats where you can create a new chat, and once you create that, you go to a page where it allows you to create a contact or a new group. Or here, this widget we have red screen because this is that we this will work only on mobile, because it shows the contacts which you have on mobile. So people who are already using this app, you can just message with them, or else you can send an invite. So that was the purpose. And so, do you have to export the code in FlutterFlow and test in localhost? Yeah, you don't need to export the code. Well, you have this VS Code extension in FlutterFlow. If you go to code section here, you can just click on this. Once you click on this, you'll get a option where it'll tell download the from code from the main branch. You can just click this, and it'll download and set up everything for you. And once everything is set up, you'll have this extension. Let me show you. You'll get pull code from FlutterFlow here itself. So it is much easier than exporting the code. And if you wanted to see any changes immediately, which you make in FlutterFlow, if you export the code, it's not possible. So yeah. So once you open the code in VS Code, like you can just open the code here, and once you open, it'll ask you to download the code. You can press yes, and once you press yes, you can see the options here. Pull the code from FlutterFlow, pull latest, right? So if you make any changes in FlutterFlow here, it will automatically, you can just, once the changes are pulled, you can just press this and you can just pull the changes. What this will do is this will pull the latest code from FlutterFlow, and you can just like press Shift R to just refresh the app. And we are doing that way from past few days. And yesterday we faced this issue, some FlutterFlow SDK issue, because the SDK, like now what version we have for Flutter is different from what FlutterFlow use. So some FlutterFlow asks you to install their SDK, like custom FlutterFlow version SDK. And once you install that, you can just test it. I guess we faced some problem yesterday where you can see Flutter clean. So we had this SDK problem. So instead of, if we don't have that problem, we can just like pull directly. So it is simple. Then we tried alternate approach, which is like connecting your app to GitHub. Here, if you go to settings, we have your GitHub option where you can connect your GitHub and push the code to GitHub. I covered this in the previous stream. You can check it out. Where once you push the code, you will have the code in GitHub. This is the alternate method we were using before FlutterFlow launched the VS Code extension, right? Which I showed you. This was the method. So here what I'm doing is I have FlutterFlow branch. So once I push the code, FlutterFlow would push all the code to this branch. And I've created one more branch called VS Code, where to just keep things clean, as soon as I push some changes, what I would do is I would pull the, I would request a PR and merge the branch, and then I'll pull the changes in Flutter, this one VS Code, because we had some issues with the extension. So there are several ways you can do this. You really have the freedom to do however you want in FlutterFlow. That's one advantage. So yeah, let's focus on the thing. So now yesterday we created the chats, create chat UI, where you can create new chat, and once you go here, you can automatically create a new group or contact. You can chat with existing people if you wanted to create a new chat. And we had some issues here with this widget, and now we are going to fix this. Give me a second. And main purpose of this live stream is I wanted to show everyone live building experience in FlutterFlow, not just like success parts where you don't see the minor things, like all the issues you face, and or like how we overcome that. So I just wanted to build everything live and collaborate with other people, so you can see live, and you can see how we build things. So yeah. So we have create group, etc. So we have this contact list currently. This contact list, we can it will show all the contacts which you have in your mobile for this particular widget. And to create new chat, now I guess we need to have people who are already registered to the app. What we'll do is contacts and chat flow, we'll populate the chats below this who are already in the app, whoever they are registered in the app, to make it simple for now. Let me add it to the column here. And press shift, and you can for columns you can press shift or selecting if you wanted to move this widget down and upright instead of dragging. If it is column, you can just press shift and use down arrow, it will go down. You can see here shifter control. It's not working. Anyway, you can just drag it. And for like, if you see if it is an arrow, you can press to, you can go navigate between right and left using the shift keys. For shortcut keys, you can just open this command palette and you can see all the shortcuts you can use within the keyboard in FlutterFlow. And in this column, what I'll do is I'll show all the users who are already in the app. And also I'm sharing the clone URL for people who are joining today. You can, if you wanted to follow the tutorials from where I'm getting started, you guys can duplicate the project for yourself and follow along. Contact clone URL. And this URL I'll just share for first 15 days, and after that, as it becomes more complex, my idea is building this complete app and making it a template to sell it. So if you wanted to just follow along, you can like freely follow along and build with me. can copy the project for your dashboard and copy, follow along. So we have this one here. Let me convert this to list view. Can I study using only free version of FlutterFlow and build a portfolio? Yeah, you can use the free version and learn FlutterFlow. So most of the basic features uh, you have in within FlutterFlow. You just need to pay the premium price for if you wanted to download the code, like for VS Code option, like GitHub option. Leaving that, you'll have two projects, free projects. You cannot have more than two projects because of the new pricing they introduced. But yeah, if you're just getting started and just wanted to practice, you can just use free plan. And if you're a student, you can also apply for student pricing. It is much cheaper. And also, if you're new to FlutterFlow and wanted to learn FlutterFlow, I'm also thinking to create a custom course which also covers like basics, because I'm a person who learned from scratch. Like everything is trial and error. I was not a programmer. I was not experienced technical person. I started learning and building in FlutterFlow 4 years ago. So all the learnings I wanted to create courses and sell. So hopefully by end of November or December, I'll have my course. By then, I just wanted to create free content where I can share value. So yeah, you can also follow my YouTube channel if you want, and you can ask. You can also join Discord. I'll share my Discord. We have also some few people there. We can, if you have any questions and everything, you can reach out. I'll try my best to help. So now we have list of users. So these are users who have accounts in the app. For testing, For testing, what we'll do is once user click on this, we'll create a new chat which takes them to chat option, and they can chat with the user, right? So we have message yourself option. We'll create this option later. Let's first see like how the chat options work. We'll show user name here. If empty, we show empty thing. And here we have user email. Is it difficult to find freelance work or any kind of job using FlutterFlow? Yeah, freelance. See, based on my experience, like all the projects I get are from two sources. One is like uh, I didn't do any personal marketing yet for getting projects. The only thing is you learn FlutterFlow and be active in community, FlutterFlow community and LinkedIn, etc. And as you learn, you can share your progress, or if you build anything interesting, you can share the work. And mostly, instead of marketing, we try to contribute as much as possible to users. If you face any difficulty and someone is facing the same difficulty, you can try to answer those questions, etc. I think by that you can find some small gigs, and as you learn more and more, to be frank, Flutterflow has some learning curve. It's not like you can master to build a complex application within 6 months. Based on my experience, based on as I took, like for me, it took minimum of 1.5 months learning day and night, building in Flutterflow to build complex applications, to at least understand dynamically where I can think like, let's say we have different applications in we wanted to build, we can think dynamically to build that kind of applications, right? So yeah, if you ask me, that is the only way, I guess. And also you can have freelance profiles, etc., to find work. We'll turn this into component. Instead of this one, we can give users bio in case. So if we build parameters, it is easy to, like, if you wanted to reuse this same component, it is easier. So I'll put this into shared folder because it may be reused in different pages. And we'll also have an action for this on tap. First create an action here. And go here. You can add a callback to execute the past action. And in the action callback actions, you can select the action from the parameter. and go back and pass the parameter here. So now once user tap on this contact, it will automatically go to chats option. So and chat view, and they can send messages, and as they send message, we'll create the reference of that user. Create, we'll get basic information here. We can pass a parameter called user reference. We can pass the document, and here also we'll add the parameter because we made this as a component because this is responsive for both mobile and web. So as you can see, if it is web, the chat options would be displayed here itself. If it is mobile, it's not visible. It's just chat options. So we need to add a parameter here, user reference. And here, so when I meant community, if you go to your FlutterFlow dashboard, once you create your account, I hope you have a FlutterFlow account. You have a community option here. You can press on that community option, and you'll go to your community dashboard. So this is official FlutterFlow community, right? In here, well, like if you are building and you face any problems, you can publish your app questions. If you have any doubts or if you face any problems in your app, we have a great community to address your questions. They actively solving, and you can also showcase your work and projects in the community. As you can see, like most of the people are posting here. So this is what I meant like when I said community. Here I'll just pass document reference here, because we can add a backend query to load anything here. Go back and change this also to document reference. Double click and you'll go to component. And here what I'll do is I'll wrap this with a conditional builder. So no, actually we don't need conditional builder. What I'll do is I'll go to the parent row of this and add a backend query. Sorry, my mic was disabled. So when I said like using component, this is what I meant. So it's very useful for if you wanted to reuse stuff, right? So this thing, instead of name, I'll name is title and description, and save it, and go to chats here, chat view. We can use the same component here, the backend query. we can reuse this here. I'll here what we'll do is we'll create a loading state for that user, because sometimes it takes time to load. So while it fetch details from the backend, we'll show this component. We'll wrap this with a column. Like, see, whenever you wanted to build this kind of stuff, like you first copy the base structure and then wrap the same things with containers. So now we have 40 width here, diameter. We're going to make it circle and make it 40. And fill color, you can add loading. And delete this. So add a shimmer effect. Also wrap this and add a container. Now with this we'll keep it on 150 and add it here. And height we'll keep it around 8 or 10. And this we can keep it rounded, and same you can duplicate. And this we'll keep it around 64. And now we'll add a shimmer effect. Go to animations, add animation, and we have shimmer effect here. You can see we have that shimmer effect, and do the same for others. You can see, so it well, it loads, it looks like this. We'll While loading, it looks like this, so it's good. And we go back to chats and click on backend query. Document from reference users and pass the reference here. Confirm, and here you can see loading widget. So loading widget, we'll set it as a component. So in the UI builder, select the component. So it looks like this. So when it is loading, you can show this loading screen shimmer effect. And let me set the parameters. This would be username. And this would be user status. And this is user profile image. So when user click on any contact, they see this details immediately. And only once they initiate the chat document would be created. So now we go to typing, text field, and instead of mic, let's keep it as send option. And open action flow editor on tab. So here we need to have conditional action. Here we'll have a local component state. We'll keep it as chat doc. Chats reference, and this will have document reference of chats. And the condition is if this is set, component state is set, reference is set, then we'll continue the chat, or else we'll create the chat. So while creating chat, either you can create a group or a contact, right? So this is not a group. We don't need these two parameters here. So we have created by URL. We need, let's first add all the parameters and then we'll remove unnecessary one. And also we need to check one more thing. If the chat text field is empty or not. Only if it is filled, only then we navigate. Add a single condition is widget state. Message is set and not empty. Only when it is true, we execute actions, or else we just terminate. Sometimes if we don't have the messages and we also wanted to execute this, then it would be a problem. So currently we are not doing any UI work. Let me grab this and add it here. Expand this. Now create the chat documents. Now type we need, description we don't need, name we don't need, photo URL we don't need, created by, created at, updated at. We need updated at. Admins and admin IDs we don't need because it is used for groups. So now type, you can see we have either group or direct. You can see the documentations here somewhere. You can see in the schema I have defined the documentation, direct or group. So if it is a direct chat, we just like create type is equals to specific value. It is direct, and then created by is authenticated user where it is creating. Created at is global time, global properties, current time, and last message type. Let us add individual fields. Sender ID, sender name, timestamp, time. Let me bring the schema here. Give me a second. So we have chats here and last message type. So as you can see here, we have different types of messages. So as I said, this schema is designed to be scalable. Tomorrow we may have a video file or just a file, voice message, GIF or a poll. So currently this is just text message. So create we'll have this text. We'll keep it from variable, and widget state is this message. This is preview of the message. Let's add this from a variable. Sender ID is authenticated user. Document ID. Sender name. Timestamp. So this was an integer. I'm changing it to date time. Let also update the documentation. Timestamp is date time. And type is text. Is equals to false. So this data, last message type and everything is helpful for showing previews in the chat list, like this message is read or not, etc. like that. Sender ID, sender name. Here, I think we need to have a custom function, code expression actually, to limit the characters to a certain limit, because it's just a preview of the message, right? If it is more than 100 characters, uh, it's not optimal. So what we'll do is we'll add an inline function here. Argument we'll add as a string, and we'll write expression here. I think they should also give a assistant here to write the functions. Let me take the screenshot of this. Message would be widget state message, and just copy this and give it to cloud. Tell it So just getting started, and like cloud is very helpful, like for this kind of custom code and stuff. So what this inline function would do is it'll like whenever user add a message, like if it is more than 100 characters, it will automatically add a ellipse at the end. For example, if it is like this, and it will add like three dots at the end, so it is just the preview to show in the message. So confirm, sender ID, sender name, timestamp, type, is wait. Participants, add first item. You have to add two people. Users. So what we'll do is, as soon as user sends the clicks the thing, if on initialization we'll update one user, and while sending we'll update the user being. Update component state. Users will add to the list. This is user reference, the opposite user, and else we can just write inline function for that also. Need this one. Now we have participants. Let me see if inline function supports the doesn't support. Like, let's create a custom function. And also, as I previously said in my previous stream, we have created a utility functions thing. You can duplicate it from marketplace. This contains all the basic utility for custom functions we need for all across the apps. So this I took from various apps which I built before, which is reused a lot, and built this marketplace thing. Let's see utility You can use this published tab for searching if you want any particular function, and you can search on based on use case. Let's say combine users, combine two strings, two lists. We don't have in this. Let's we'll create a custom function. We'll add like combine users. And we'll define the output is list is users. And this will have as user A, user B, and you can just ask Copilot, let's say if it creates. So as you can see, this is working. Let's go back and add this participants. And also we and you also need this kind of function for group. So let us make this flexible. So user A would be the person who um, creates the group, and we'll have a list of users. So we'll see once we create the group. Let's add this here. We'll have set value. Go to custom functions, combine users. User A is the person who created the chat, authenticated user, and user B is the one he wanted to create the chat with. Participant ID is also the same. So I created that custom function because it will also be helpful in future. Return strings, we'll add the list of users here, and updated at field. So once user finish entering the message, we'll clear the text field, and we'll terminate this here. And if chat reference is set, we'll need to add a message. Create document and to create messages reference. We go to component state, select the chat reference here. So guys, so basically the idea was to have the group, to have the time of that day. Let's say we have chats for today, and the time stays at the top, like as we scroll, as you can see, and if it shows the time of that particular group, like today, yesterday, like as we have in WhatsApp, right? So the schema which I designed earlier was according to that, and for this also, now the schema is different and scalable. So, and we may need a custom widget for this to like to have infinite scroll and everything. So we can I'll do some research, and also we can build this custom widget which shows different file chat messages type, and it will be more flexible for us to have advanced features also. So yeah, see you tomorrow again on the live stream, and let's work on the chat messages and make this chat app work. Thank you guys. Take care.